People with depression, what is the most stupid thing someone ever said to you because of your mental illness? Stop being overdramatic, you're just going through a phase. I don't understand why you're depressed. You're pretty. I've said this before. It didn't help that some of my issues stemmed from hating my appearance and lack of romantic relationships, or at least I thought at the time. It shows one can suffer from mental health issues and still make comments about mental health that are ignorant. No one likes to be around a depressed person, trust me, I know, I'm around myself all the time. Ouch, my heart hurts with this one. You don't need a therapist. Just deal with it. Literally from my own dad. Edited, my dad's pretty uneducated with depression, take it easy on him lol. I'm sorry. That must have been harsh. There are a lot of people that have it much worse, isn't very good advice. It makes me sad for them also, and I feel worse about myself for feeling down in the first place because of my lack of perspective. I started countering that with what are you so happy about? There's a lot of people who have it much better. Oh, that's good. Really good, and I'm using it. Your life is great. You should be more thankful of what you have and be positive. And then proceeded to talk for half an hour about how much worse his life was and he wasn't depressed. Great, now I have a crap ton of guilt on top of my depression. Spot on. And disproportionate guilt is common with depression to begin with. Also, you feel even less able to talk about your feelings, and less able to trust that person who may have been close to you. My mom thinks the reason I don't hear the Holy Ghost speaking to me is because I have mental illness. Ironic. Other people have it worse. I wonder if that ever made anyone feel better. I mean, it makes me feel worse. Why pay to see a therapist when you can talk to your family about it? You mean the same family that will immediately tell everyone else what I just told them? I think I'll stick with an unbiased third party who legally can't tell anyone what I just said, right? My parents tell everyone everything. Oh yeah. And my parents wonder why I don't tell them anything. Just try not to think about it, bro. It's like telling someone with cancer, just try not to die, bro. Guy posted some kind of new age-ish, platitude-filled type of article about curing depression. I, who went to school for psychology, pointed out that the article contradicted itself and he said, maybe we should just be a miserable fuck like you. Wow. It was like, here is this article to help your mental health and if don't agree with it you are a miserable fuck. Why don't you just be positive? Well boys, we did it, depression is no more. Hold on, let me talk to the CEO of SAD, it's all in your head. No shit, it's not like I think I'm being attacked by some physical depression monster. How do I get it out of my head, though? Mental illness is stored in the balls. It's castration time. Edit, this comment has literally tripled my tiny karma score and is my most upvoted comment. Thanks guys. Glad I could make you all laugh smile. I was told to grow the fuck up quite seriously by my former best friend during a borderline suicidal depressive episode. I haven't talked to him since. Yup. This rates up there with why I don't talk to a lot of friends anymore. In their minds it was all just attention grasping, which they never took the time to just ask and understand. They always just blamed me for wanting attention. If I knew your mental health was this bad I would have never had this baby with you. I'm so sorry. That's just so rude. Rude? It's practically heartless. You won't get better by talking with online people that don't even know you. I actually got better cause of online people. Thank you all for being wholesome. Thank you for sharing this online person number 47,392. Why are you depressed? My boyfriend, bless his heart, is incredibly uninformed about mental illness in general. He tries, and he's getting better, but you'd think that after living together for almost 3 years and being together for almost 5 he'd have googled some shit by now. Us during a panic attack, what are you anxious about? I don't know, I just am. There has to be a reason he gets upset with me if I'm really anxious or crying and I don't know why. He thinks I'm just refusing to talk to him. He tries to apply rationality to everything. If that was the solution, I wouldn't be mentally ill. I actually have a pretty great grasp on the irrationality of most of my anxieties. Doesn't make them magically go away. Sorry for rambling. I'm anxious. Edit. Oh geez, thanks for the silver, anonymous Redditor. My first silver is for being a wreck, cheers. My husband does this too. I think it's because they care and really want to fix it for you, to help you be better. Sadly, that usually makes it worse. Depression isn't real. Oh, it doesn't exist. I'm not suicidal anymore. Maybe you shouldn't spend so much time on your phone. Always that goddamn phone. Shootings, suicide, mental illness, homicide, rape, racial discrimination, poverty, ghettoization. It's all about that phone. Just stop being depressed. Thankfully, someone else was there to pick up the pieces. Every time someone says that to me, I look really perplexed at that person, throw my hands in the air and shout, of course. Thank you so much. I never even thought about that. They always feel stupid afterwards. Why don't you just open the curtains and do some housework, and that will stop your depression. After you go for a jog or invigorating walk, of course. For real though, this is how I deal with mine from time to time. If I'm not a complete pile of shit, I will force myself to do chores, bake or go for a long ass jog. Everyone cope differently though. Why are you sad? You're not starving like other kids are. That's something to be happy about, right, everyone? Always. If you're not allowed to be depressed because others have it worse than you, then you're not allowed to be happy because others have it better than you. My awesome therapist, possibly quoting somebody else, but I like it. Don't talk to him, he's depressing. A colleague said this of me to another in front of me. Days after I had what I thought to be a sincere conversation with her about my mental health problems. I don't talk to her anymore and she wonders why. You're kidding. Please, please tell me you're kidding. Gosh. People suck. How does one have the incredible faith in humanity you have? You're obviously not that depressed, you're sitting here talking and smiling. A psychiatrist I saw only once. So when you're smiling you're automatically happy. Right? I was just being polite. You just need to bootstrap yourself this human-shaped pile of horse shit that I dated for almost 5 years, who wouldn't raise a hand to me but instead threw things all over the house, spit in my face, called me the worst names you can call another person, let alone someone you say you love. He couldn't understand how I could be depressed. He also decided that bootstrap is a verb and using the whole saying was too much bother for such a smart man as him. I still have a visceral, negative reaction to the words bootstrap years later. I dealt with depression before our relationship, so if I was depressed, from his perspective, it was because my brain was already broken, not because the person who is supposed to be my partner threw a dining table past my head and told me it was my fault. God, is hindsight 2020 or what? Part of me wants to make a dating site for depressed people. May Cupid. You just gotta get up and get out there. If I could do that, there wouldn't be a fucking problem. Not said to me, I overheard a neighbor telling this to his wife. How can you be depressed? You're alive, right? Get over yourself. Now she's cured. I saw a meme once that said, if you look in the mirror and say mental illness 3x, someone with a live, laugh, love shirt will appear behind you and ask if you've tried going outside. I loved it cause it was so spot on. You have no reason to be depressed. My ex-best friend often told me that, she's always been like, I have it way worse than you, stop pretending, or I've even cut myself and you didn't recognize. You're just lazy. Sometimes I wish I could inflict my condition on others, just for a few days, just so they'll understand. Pull yourself together. People are starting to talk. My former wife. At that very moment I was contemplating suicide. How long did that relationship last?